On the table today at Squirrel Stampede, we are building up to be another Spinosaurus day here. We've got the Epic Attack Spinosaurus slash and attack and a really interesting battle damaged Spino. Also, the Crushivores have returned with the Spinosaurus Cage Crashers with 14 layers of fun inside. And then to level things out, I found a realistic Spinosaurus from Schleich brand, our squirrel friends, to check out, see what a Spinosaurus probably really looks more like. So follow along, we've got Spino the Dinos on the table, lots of levels, layers, and epic attacks to look at.
Squirrel Stampede!
Please like,
Share! And Squirrel Live!
This is the Jurassic World Crushivores 14 Layers of Fun Spinosaurus pack. If you recall, we had looked at Crushivores earlier in the year, the small packs. Here is a T-Rex inside his little jar enclosure. These have a sharper tooth, Treasure X kind of feel with levels of adventure inside. We have to break out our Spinosaurus and discover interesting things inside, although I'm not sure what that could be. And back of the box, plenty of things to do. Gotta give 10 squirrel acorns to the design of this pack. Looks like a caged Spinosaurus with its snout stuck up in this face clamp, so it's looking nice and tied down. Level 1, crunch this Crushivore out of pack. Not a bad unboxing. Well, that was an uncrushing Spinosaurus unboxing. The whole cage just tore apart into a nice little jungle-inspired habitat, as if we had just crashed our plane and a Spinosaurus had popped on out and gave us a nice little kiss, and it has now locked its eyes onto us. Don't rip open our rib cages. Please, Spinosaurus, don't rip open our rib cages. As for a large Crushivores Spinosaurus figure, pretty good. A little bit better than I anticipated. There's some exaggerated playful features of the Crushivores. Much larger head, almost a velociraptor stance. Small tiny Spino back there. So it's exaggerated but still looks really fun. I'm assuming she's going to have a little bit of articulation here and there, but it might be wrapped up into her action features. I'm seeing some sort of head wobble so far. Forearms are going to move a little bit, back hips probably the same, so she's going to do some things. We just don't want to accidentally activate a feature. And so far there isn't really a good guide of features. There's something down here, N622DC, is that what that is? And then a couple boxes in the back here too. What do we start with? Well, let's just go up front. I guess we're looking at level N622DC, right? And well, let's just flip this around and open up all our crates. Think it'll be a little smoother that way. This right here must be the Spino droppings. And let's try to clean out this air wreckage site. Alright, what a crunchy, crushy mess. This has got to be our little chamber with our dinosaur inside, I betcha. And who knows what we're going to explore in these packs. Well, we gotta see what's inside our dino pack, right? I think it's a green Crushivores T-Rex. Why not a Spinosaurus? That is odd. Yeah, just a color change on the variant of Rex we had found earlier in the year. And what else are we gonna find in this one, right? A lid to a crate. And some dino food sand. They're not gonna give us the full crate? How funny, they're just gonna give us the lid. In the regular Crushivore packs, you get a full-on box with the food inside and a shovel there. We're just getting the lid. I guess they had to save some money since the Spinosaurus was so large. And this is a huge package for what, a shovel? Oh, no, it's a guy, he's running. I'm trying to recall the cast now of Jurassic Park 3. We've got a dude running for his life, trying to get into the jungle or somewhere way out of the jungle, back onto a plane, a functioning plane. Get me out of here! Kind of a small scale figure. Fits in line maybe with your smaller scale dino guys. And the phone! Whoa! It's the phone! Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Did I get that right? And this over here must be the dino droppings, excrement of the Dinosaurio. And it's not placed inside originally. Here's your molder. You take this, open this up, and you'll place this in and create your own dino swirl. That's fun. It's really morely about this right here. Our trapped in cryo sludge, DNA chambered Tyrannosaurus Rex in green. In green. And so what do we got here? Cryo sludge. And kind of funny, there should be a shovel installed in this kit, and I have not found one. So I'm just gonna go with this iron sword and free our Rex that way. Kind of reminds me of the Dino Snappers line, where they have a little bit of a spring launch in their head, and you can clamp them to things and bite and crunch your way through many of a compound material. They're cute, they're really cute. I like the overbite on this Rex here. Too bad it wasn't a Spinosaurus. That's really shocking they didn't give us a Spino option. But we did, of course, get a large Spino, so I guess it doesn't really matter that we did not get to dig a Spino from the compound of cryo. This is giant. And now, after our first experiment, this is mostly just a giant dinosaur, giant Spinosaurus figure. There's really nothing to explore inside. I thought maybe we were going to press this button and it was going to unlatch a secret compartment. Although maybe that's where the shovel is. Maybe the shovel and bone is in its mouth. We've got that. So there is a button on the back, so let's press that. There we go. No shovel, no bone, and the back spine moves back and forth when you rotate the tail back and forth. That's like a dance move. It's pretty much in line with all the other Jurassic Park World dinosaurs from Mattel, just a little more exaggerated and cartoony. So if you're looking for a very cartoony and more silly, playful verse of a Spino, this is what you get. It's pretty fun. The action feature works pretty solid. And there is some articulation in there in those regular points, hips and shoulders, although the hips don't reach out very much. A quick measurement check up here. She is running approximately 7.5 to 8 inches in height and about 13 inches long. If you're that diehard Spino collector, it's perfect for you. As for the compound molding, you need a bone. We did not get a bone, or again, it must have flipped somewhere. And this was pretty much the same thing that you do with the smaller Crushivores packs. Here's our Rex again. We'll just use this pack since it's open and ready to go. This was the compound sand that came with this kit, and it is the same here. I like to store it in this little cup, because the blue stuff you can't really store. The cryo sludge is harder to keep. It's kind of a non-forming jello. You take a little bit in there, put it into your mold there, take your bone and squeeze it on in. And if you do it just right and you spend a little time, it looks exactly like a turkey bone, which it's not happening right now for me. Sometimes it's easier just to do it yourself, right? Well, that's my turkey bone. That looks awful. I think in the small scale kits it worked much better because it was small scale and you got something small and kind of fun to mess around with. I think they should have enlarged it for this set. I have a feeling they probably just threw this pack together on a Friday afternoon. As for our, well, this might be really foul. Let's open up the dino droppings material. They sure spared no expense in sealing this package. And, well, we're talking brown Play-Doh. It almost has like a chocolatey smell, like they give it a little bit of a brownie? No, it's like a fruity smell almost. Why am I smelling it? That's kind of wrong in itself. So we're gonna take our little dropping thing here, our little dino dropping mold. We'll place this in. Perfect emoji. We're probably gonna need to use most of all of this to make this right. Maybe do a little bit on each side, like so. This might be the best way to do it. And of course it's gonna squeeze out some extra. I don't know if this is even gonna work, to be honest with you. I'm gonna squeeze it like that, and then let's see if I can pull it apart. So real quick, like, I've kind of got it, but you want to spend a little more time than I did if you really want a nice sculpted shape. But it's gonna work. It's gonna work. It's just kind of like, why? Why am I playing with that? That's really gross. I can't tell you the sequence of events then for the 14 levels. 14 layers of fun. Let's say the package was 1, the Spinosaurus itself is 2, the action feature is 3, 4 for the cryo kit, 5 for the actual green Tyrannosaurus Rex, 6 for the mold, 7 for the compound inside, 8 for the food, 9 for the shovel, 10 for the bone, 11 for the case, 12 for the phone, 13 for the guy, and 14. What would 14 be? Maybe 14 would be the opening of the boxes inside the package. It's not very clear at all. But it was fun. I'm not gonna say it wasn't fun. I enjoyed it. So that was weird and it was fun. Wait, I found it, finally. I thought I checked the packs. There's my shovel and, well, the bone is still on the loose, but I found the shovel, woohoo! So while Scruffy is trying to clean up here, actually, Scruffy, you'll have to clean up later. I wanted to kind of pick up a realistic Spinosaurus because I had a feeling this guy was going to go to the extreme, and I have a feeling that the epic attack Spinosaurus of Jurassic World style is a little bit muscular, and I was curious to see a more lifelike scale, a more realistic stance of the Spinosaurus. It's hard to tell because they really have not found too many specimens to unlock. I know that they're often more on all fours than just standing on their back hind legs. And sometimes you see the spine almost crested a little bit with a dent in the middle. I'm not sure how accurate that is, but it was kind of fun to see in more realistic models. She has an opening and closing mouth, and that's about it. There's a few other color variations of her too, but she's quite pretty. I like how her back tail is actually a 4th point of stability there. It's onto the table there. So she was kind of a fun one to pull. I don't often get to buy a Schleich dinosaur, and this one time I was like, I think I'm gonna get this one. It's really quite cool. And of course we have Spinosquirrelosaurus, a rarely seen squirrel. So if you're looking for kind of a more realistic look at a Spinosaurus, there are many options out there. Look around. And now, behold, the epic attack Spinosaurus, our main feature today. So tricky to find this one. I'm not even sure when the official street date was. Only locking down on it once so far in store. You do not often see this. This is the Slashin' Attackin' Spinosaurus Epic Attack. And boy oh boy is she gruesomely beat up on that spine. Ouch. Realistic 3 levels of intensifying damage, it says. For some reason, the Spinosaurus always gets damaged in the action figure world. I think we've done a damaged Spino before. This one again up there in the spine. On the back of the box, lift arm to slash and chomp, and multiple activation areas, especially back in that spine on the side there. And others to collect. There's a Pyroraptor, a Baryonyx. I think I've seen these here and there. The Epic Attack line, it's like older but newer. It kind of confuses me how this one drops, but when you see a Spinosaurus on shelf that looks rare, you gotta pull them immediately. As Spinos don't often sit on shelf very long. Well, let's get you out. Too bad I can't use your own spine as a scissors. I have a feeling her footwork is stuck down to the base. It is. Hold on. Just one foot was anchored down to the base, so we're just gonna crack it this way, crack it that way, get those ankles. It's gotta feel better having those ankles backed up for months in that box. There she is, there she is. Oh, might be the most ferocious one we've seen just yet. There's a good scale with this one. I feel like a couple of the other ones were a little bit clunky, oversized, maybe too long of a tail. This one has a little bit of a stumpier look to fit in box, and I think it's working pretty well. So for size of this Spino, we're looking at the length of about 20 to 21 inches, the height of about 9.5 to 10, and the jaw bite of about 3 inches. Good body color, a dark sage green throughout with some maroon up on the spine, then down over to her arms, and a maroon upper head coloring, yellow eye, lower jaw in green. Look at that tongue, all those teeth. Must take forever to get a fish to go from this side all the way to that side. So for action features, 3 levels of intensifying damage, having a little bit of intensifying damage on this toy right now. The cool thing is we have a damage plate that hides her spine if it holds. Now when I picked this one up at the store, there was a couple available, and I spent some time making sure that my spine would retract correctly. But sadly right now I can't get it to close and lock. It is just falling back down. I may have to dig deeper into this one. Doesn't sound like there's anything broken, it's just not locking in. So that's unfortunate, because that's where you want to be at stage 1, a perfectly healthy Spinosaurus. You go in for the button for the first action level, and it would drop those spines down. The second action level again. And then a third layer of craziness. I kind of can tell that roar is a little more crazy and a little more flickering up in the spine. Lowering down the lights a little bit. That might be 1. Oh, there we got some flicker up top. That could be 1 as well for a sound effect, even more flickering. And third. That one feels like the 4th. And then of course we can move back this arm to chomp open our mouth effect. And that's a really cool effect with the tilted mouth open. I just wish I could get this damage to lock into place. So if you're seeking one of these out, make sure, kind of did what I did but kind of failed, was at the store, if there's multiple, test out that spine. Hopefully it'll lock in for you. It was funny, it was locking in this morning and then finally decided not to. That's kind of a bummer. Maybe I'll call up the Mattel hotline on that. Also, of course, on the back here, a code. Let's see if we could do a quick scan. Oh, that just grabbed it instantly. Oh, ow, ooh, ah, there's our Spinosaurus with unrealistic damage there. Oh no, you can see the spine there. She is hurt too in this graphic. How funny. How sad and funny at the same time. And she's kind of on her back legs still, not on those front two at all. It's kind of like the Jurassic way of design on her. Information, look how tiny that guy is up against her. Wow, she's huge. Diet of meat, weight of 4 cars. It's funny, why didn't they choose like 2 vans or something? And found in a couple spots there on either side of Africa, and very little has been found, so it's a really tough one to decipher. But for Spinosaurus fans, she's pretty awesome. I swear, somewhere in there's a way to lock her down. But bringing out all 3 today, our collection of Spino for Spinosaurus Day. I think I'll put the win as the best favorite figure, the Schleich figure. I would have given the win easily to Epic Attack, but her spine broke, so now I'm gonna go back to the Schleich Spinosaurus as the authentic winner because of her more realistic stance. The Crushivores Spino was fun, but because her experiments were basically the same thing as the small packs experiments and then just a large dinosaur included, she kind of lost some points. Had something opened up and revealed something on this dinosaur for the experiments of the Crushivores, or maybe some sort of crushing feature on this one instead of the wagging feature, I would have given that one the first place vote. But for today's win, it's the Schleich. Oh, and check it out! I found the other bone to the Crushivore! Wow, those things just flew across the studio today. And that's the Spinosaurus collection today. What do you think? I think my favorite still goes down to the Schleich. I like the realistic one today. If you like today's video, please give us a squike, squirrel live, squament your favorite Spinosaurus of the day. Don't forget we have Squirrel Stampede merch out there, like t-shirts, water bottles, a plush Landry to find. And thank you for watching. That's what I have to say about that. Now with fear, he's clear. You can pull it back by itself.
Oh no!
Maybe not do that.